over the years, I've spent a lot of money on software, and innovations in Wine have made it possible for me to actually run these on Linux. You will recall in some of my prior episodes where I described having a virtual machine to power my games and my Windows applications. Well, I'm no longer running a virtual machine for my Windows applications. Now I have an app drawer with all of my ink files here. And I'm going to show you how I did that and how I'm able to get my Windows applications running on this episode of Spatry's Cup of Linux. Alright, let's get started. First, you're going to need some programs. You need to make sure that your Wine is updated. So you can go to the winehq.org/Ubuntu for instructions on how to update your sources. And that is on this page here. It shows you a graphical representation of how to add the PPA Ubuntu/Wine PPA. Now these are beta packages, but the thing is, what can I say? I love running bleeding edge. I like to try out the latest and greatest. And the thing is, I find that this is running my programs really well. Alright, and then additionally, you will want to get Vinyard. Now that is located here at vinyardproject.org/download. If you have Pinguy OS installed on your computer, you already have this wonderful program. But you can get it here, and down here you will see that there are some commands that you can issue into your terminal, and then it will allow you to install it, and you'll also get updates on it as it's being updated, so that's a good thing. Okay, now you may notice in my videos I always have these nice little graphics. Well, something that I do is, before I start my show, I actually I don't use the GIMP for doing my image editing. Actually, I use a Windows program, and now I have that running natively, and I use Macromedia Fireworks for this. Actually, it's Adobe Fireworks. I've had this program for a number of years, and it works beautifully. And so I'm still continuing to use it, and as you can see, I have this program running natively in Linux, and it's absolutely beautiful. I can do all kinds of really cool things with my graphics, and it is just flawless in how it works. I absolutely love it. So definitely advantageous to have my expensive Windows software working. Let me go ahead and close this. I'm not going to save the changes. But I do have Windows applications that are running natively, and I absolutely love it. And you just saw this icon here previously on my old episodes. I actually had a virtual machine running these apps. And it was a hassle starting up the virtual machine, waiting for that operating system to load, run the application, and then setting up file and setting up folder sharing and that sort of thing. It worked while it did, but I was a busy little bee last night, and I really wanted to have these applications running, and I found I was able to get a bunch of programs working. I've got Adobe Audition working. I've got Caricature Studio working, Dreamweaver, Flash, FL Studio XXL, my music editing software. I have Fireworks running. I have Flax, which does text effects in Flash running. I have Swift 3D, which is my vector modeling software, and then I have WinAVI Converter installed on this, and all of them are working beautifully. So let's go ahead and install another application in Wine, and I'm going to show you how I did that. Let's go ahead and repeat those steps. I'm going to go ahead and minimize this because I need this for the next show that I'm working on in a little while here. And I'm going to go first pull up Nautilus and go into my downloads folder where I have the file saved. And here it is. I'm going to install Swift to Video. When I make some of my Flash presentations, I actually want to use portions of this for video. So this is a neat little program that will let me do it. I've had this program for years, and it's great. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to double-click the exe file. What's going to happen is Vinyard pops up and asks me what I want to do with it. Now, I'm not going to install this into the default. I'm actually going to put this in Developer, but it does give you an option to install this into a new configuration if you want to. Why don't we do that? That way we can go through the process. And I'm going to call this Swift to Video. Okay, now we also have another option to install supported packages first. So, I don't think this needs Direct 3D or anything like that, but the thing is, you can install them. Some programs may require a .NET to run, or so there are different flavors of .NET you can install. Visual Basic can be installed, that sort of thing. You can install all of these here. You can even install fonts. Some of your programs will appear kind of yucky looking if you don't have the fonts installed, so you might want to do that. Well, better yet, Matt, rather than making a new configuration, I'll just go ahead and throw this in the developer configuration. And we'll select OK. Next, after a moment, the application is going to run and we're going to be ready to install. Okay, that looks good. That looks good. And now we're installing. Okay, and we will finish to exit the setup. Now, if you notice here, I'm going to delete this one. We have an ink file on our desktop that we can put anywhere we want. All we need to do is double-click this ink file, and once again, Vinyard will run asking you which prefix you want to run this in. Well, we install it to Developer, so it makes sense to select that one, and then select OK. Now, I have no idea whether or not this is going to work. There you go. And now I have a nice application ready for me to start exporting my Swift to Video. Very nice. It worked. Okay, cool. Well, now I can add this to my software arsenal, and there is your tutorial. If you have any questions or comments, please fill out the form below. I'll be happy to answer your questions the best that I can. If you thought this was useful, please hit the like and subscribe buttons. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time.